Hello everyone, this is Donna coming back to you. It's close to the end of July and I decided that I was going to end out July's evaluation of One Book July. I will tell you that very early on I did change the rule about one pen. I believe it was Marianne from A Pocket Full of Vintage that said rules are made to be broken, and she could think of 101 reasons or motives on how to break a rule. Well, you know, I did what works for me, and I hope that others of you did the very same thing. You may recall that this was my journaling spot. I found it very inconvenient to pull this little notebook out each and every time, so about the second week, I think it was, I stopped using that as a journal. It just didn't work for me. So, let me remind you of, I had a day per page with appointments at the top, or must-dos, out of the house, and here was my bullet journal. And some days became very busy, as you can see here. As a result, I resorted to the use of a Clearview marker to color out those things that I had completed. In addition, I put in this page because when you have 2 days back to back that are rather busy, I didn't want the previous day to distract my focus from this day. So again, you can see there are 2 busy days, but I know what I completed because it's all marked out. I will tell you that, let's go to a page that's close to the end of the month. Here we go. I'm going to continue to use this format. It's my design. I'm sure I adapted it from somewhere else. But appointments here, bullet journal at the bottom of the page, and we'll continue using that in some way in other journals and what have you. Here is the month. You can see that I like to mark through each day that I've completed. And then here is my notes section. I kept with my little nautical theme. But you can see that I made quite a number of notes during the month. Some were little scratchies and what have you. I did set up a little archive section because there are some things I do not want to lose sight of ever. And this little note happened to be, received this planner on April 18th, 2015 from my dear friend Donna. So don't want to lose sight of that. Moving along, let's talk about the A through Z index. That worked extremely well for me, and I'll give you an example here of how that did work. I was looking at a YouTube video, and I forget who it was covering or comparing several types of planners, talking about the pluses and minuses, and giving an approximation of the pricing. I was taking a few notes as I was watching the video on a sticky, and I put it right here on page P for future reference. I did keep the 2 secretarial pockets, and that worked beautifully for me. I already found a little calendar for 2016, so I tucked that away for use. As you can see, the coupons for ready reference are used as I intended for them to be. Let's see what else. I say again and iterate that things that others have said about make this your process, make it work for you, and I hope others of you did the very same thing. I love the format, but you know, there are days when I just wanted more space to write. This is a, I think it's about 4 by 6 insert pages, and some days there just wasn't enough room using my, let's get back to using my spread. So, one of the things that I have done is I have challenged myself to continue this process on into August using either my Buteo bunker. I've created inserts where at the beginning of each insert you will see the monthly spread, and immediately following behind that you will see the week, a day per page for the weeks throughout that particular month. Then if you go to September, it'll be a separate insert with September's month following by a page per day. The other thing I have also done for myself for my August challenge to myself is to do a Fodori setup using a Poppin. I believe that is by Staples. I think it's about size 5 by 8, and again it is 2 days per page, but I've left the bottom section of both of those pages open for a lot better use of bullet journaling, a lot better use of notes and things of that sort. Let's talk a second about the lessons that I learned during this process. I will tell you that this was a valuable process for me in that I stayed very, very focused. I found this to be a real time saver when you know there's one place to go to find what you need and where you keep all that you need. I will tell you that I had better memory retention as a result of this. I had greater peace of mind. I didn't drop any appointments, by shifting them from calendar A to B to C to D. It's just confusing for me to use several planners in a single month. And my productivity was very high during this time span. As a result, I would highly recommend to anyone to use one book to keep everything in, one that is portable. I think that works best. And I think that you too will see a definite improvement in your productivity. Will I do this again next July? Absolutely. Will I do it in August? Excuse me. Absolutely. Will I do it in September? Absolutely. Great lesson, great experience, and I recommend this to everyone.